I want to introduce you to my sister, Regina. She was a beautiful, beautiful girl. Big blue eyes, outgoing. When we were younger, I envied her because she had such social ease and could make friends, and I was a little awkward, a little shy. And at the age of 16, her life was ripped away, and she died at the age of 40. Never having experienced what it was like to get married and have children of her own. Never having the opportunity to achieve an education. Her biggest aspirations in life were, can I get a cup of coffee today? Or what's for dinner? And it dramatically impacted me. When she died, I didn't grieve for the life she lost, but I grieved so much for the life that she never had an opportunity to have. We can do better.
Some people want to label mental illness as being crazy, or they always have a bad hand or look out in life. Before Sanctuary House, I mostly went to like the parks. I would go to TTCC, but I wouldn't get very much out of the classes because of my mental illness. I would stay in my room, just do stuff that wasn't very helpful to me. Learning about my mental illness is important to me because the more I know, the farther I'll go along with it.
Before I started coming to the Sanctuary House, I was pretty isolated. I didn't really talk to too many people. I stayed to myself, and life was pretty grim. The most important things about the Sanctuary House is that it gives the people a sense of hope and a sense of peace. At the beginning, coming to the Sanctuary House, I was a little nervous. Didn't trust people. I wasn't really open as I am now, but once I crossed the threshold, I felt welcome.
So there's still a significant stigma associated with being mentally ill. And we as a society have to address that. There should not be any shame in seeking help for a mental health issue, any more than there's shame in seeking help if you're diabetic and needing to take insulin.
People with a mental illness need the continued support and care. It's unfortunately not just a one-time fix.
The city council was made aware, or they decided that they wanted to do something around mental illness. And I suggested to the Human Relations Department that we have a program. And it is very serious because 1 in 4 people are walking around with mental health issues. We need to be more understanding, more compassionate, and try to embrace the fact that just because they're going through this, that doesn't make them a bad person or even a different person, but it is an illness.
The most vulnerable members of our society are the ones that are at greatest risk for overutilization of our current healthcare dollars. And they're not getting the care that they truly need when they come into our ERs and are receiving crisis-oriented stabilization, but no follow-up. Sanctuary House and psychosocial rehab programs are critical if we are to meet the needs of this population going forward.
Law enforcement agencies and your local hospitals are already bearing a great deal of the brunt of the fallout from mental health issues. Without services like this, that burden will increase. The cost goes up, tragedies occur more often, and then my own personal health and safety is at greater risk, as well as those folks who need the services. Their health and safety is at greater risk as well. There are fewer and fewer resources that are actually solving those issues for us. This is something we need to be able to be very available to our officers, to be able to deploy to the communities to solve those problems. It's not taking up police time. It's not putting someone in jail. It's solving an issue of mental health. And some of these folks that we're going to do this over and over and over again with. So So that shows a failure, ultimately a failure that the American mental health system isn't actually solving the problem. They're not available. That doesn't happen at the jail. You don't ever hear them say, sorry, the jail is full, we can't take them there. But I think there's preventative measures that aren't being taken, that aren't being employed, that could have been.
The statistics are staggering. 1 in 4 people are impacted by mental illness in our communities, in our country. And if that number were ascribed to any other disease state, like cancer, the funding would go through the roof. We'd have politicians breaking down barriers left and right to ensure funding to treat the epidemic of this disease. And yet mental illness remains the most underfunded of all disease states.
I want people to know about Sanctuary House, that it's a wonderful place to come, that mental illness isn't something you shouldn't hide behind, and you should be able to face your fears, and these people are wonderful people.
I say go to the legislators and let them understand what mental illness is and how it affects our families and our communities, and what a vital role that they can play.
Try to research and find out more about mental health and how it affects their employees, because as a community as a whole, I believe we're obligated to help our employees get what they need to be successful.
Funding this, it has to happen. The money has to come from somewhere, and if the government isn't making it happen, people have to step forward to be able to make this prevention effort. And then realizing it is an issue and that you can solve it. You can be a part of the solution for this. Whether you're a mental health professional or not, getting involved, volunteering, or if part of it comes with funding this process, then that's where you can help. But it is a solution we can solve. We can solve this problem.
If you are someone or someone that knows someone that's struggling, that's going through something, a trial in life, I would encourage you to seek help, because it definitely helped and impacted my life since I've been coming here. Once I came here and it opened up, hey, I felt just like home, So it works. Just give it a chance.